Washington's confrontation with Caracas is moving from diplomacy to the brink of direct action. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met 5 Venezuelan opposition leaders who fled diplomatic shelter, praising their defiance and promising continued American backing to challenge Nicolás Maduro's rule. The meeting underscored U.S. anger over the detention of opposition figures, including Juan Pablo Guanipa, and dozens of other dissidents. Rubio also highlighted the determination of Maria Corina Machado, who remains inside Venezuela.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio met today with 5 Venezuelan Democratic opposition figures who escaped from the Argentine ambassador's residence in Caracas, where they had been forced to shelter under the protection of the Brazilian government to avoid persecution from the illegitimate Maduro regime. The secretary commended these leaders for their bravery in the face of Maduro's relentless repression and tyranny. He also reaffirmed the United States' support for the restoration of democracy in Venezuela and the release of all political prisoners.
President Donald Trump sharpened that posture during a visit to Quantico. Addressing military officers, he declared Venezuela a threat to American lives, pointing to drug shipments he claimed were responsible for thousands of deaths.
It's just like in Venezuela, you've seen the boats going. We can't find any more boats. They're carrying drugs, massive. Every boat kills about 25,000 people. That's what they have. They had fentanyl mostly and a lot of other drugs. And we take them out, and we've taken out 4. And it's on air. Everybody gets to see it. Not that we like to do that, but every boat kills 25,000 on average, 20, some people say more. If you try to poison our people, we will blow you out of existence, because that's the only language they really understand. That's why you don't see any more boats on the ocean. You don't see any boats. Around Venezuela, there's nothing.
The military presence off Venezuela's coast is now impossible to ignore. Warships, surveillance planes, and a submarine patrol the waters. U.S. operations have already left 17 Venezuelans dead in clashes at sea. What Washington calls counter-narcotics enforcement, many observers describe as a prelude to regime change. Inside Venezuela, opposition leaders are divided. Some openly welcome foreign intervention to force Maduro from power, while others warn that such action could plunge the nation into chaos. Caracas has responded with defiance. Vice President Delcy Rodríguez announced a new emergency decree granting Maduro extraordinary powers in the event of U.S. aggression.
If they dare to attack our homeland, external commotion decree, which gives special powers to the head of state to act in matters of defense and security and to defend Venezuela. The Constitution is very clear and has also established that no one, inside or outside the territory, will be allowed to promote, support, facilitate, or glorify an external military aggression against Venezuela, and they would be judged according to the laws of the Republic and with the full guarantees of the Constitution. Enough! Enough of the extremists.
The decree authorizes mobilization of the armed forces, border closures, and limits on civil rights. Venezuela has already deployed 4.5 million militia members as a show of force. Rodríguez urged regional unity, warning that an attack on one nation would be seen as an attack on all. From opposition meetings in Washington to US warships in the Caribbean and emergency decrees in Caracas, the confrontation no longer resembles a drug war. For many in the region, it is beginning to look like a US-backed coup in motion.